Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. Most Venerable Mahasangha, the devotees, upasakas and upasikas. Now, within time of 20 minutes, we are going to submerge ourselves. Important. Before starting our meditation, let me give you a brief introduction about what we are. I know that you all have done Metta meditation before, but I'm going to tell you a very special thing about the Metta meditation before we start the meditation. In the Samyutta Nikaya of the Tripitaka, there is a discourse which tells us the most important part of Metta. One day, a person called Sibandaka came to the Buddha and saluted, venerated. The Buddha asked from that person, what does your teacher suggest to your disciples? Gamini was a disciple of Nigantanatha Buddha. So he said, Master, my teacher says, whoever kills, whoever tells lies, whoever takes what does not belong to him, whoever engage in sexual misconduct, they all go to hell. They all go to the unwholesome states. Whatever the action that he or she repeatedly does, according to that, their next birth determined. Having heard that, Buddha said, if that is a teaching, teacher, according to that teaching, nobody would go to hell. Why? Imagine there is a person who kills animals. In single day, he would kill animals 2 or 3 hours. But rest of the time, he will not kill animals without killing. Compare these 2 times. Which one is the bigger time? What is the frequent action he does? Or what is the infrequent according to that? According to your teacher's teaching, nobody would go to hell. Said. Yam bahulang viharati tena niyati. Whatever you do frequently, according to that, your next birth will be. That was the teaching. So, Buddha said, therefore, you should practice your mindfulness separate way. Devotees, in our day-to-day life, we do wholesome actions and unwholesome actions. If we were to go to hell by few unwholesome actions we just do in our day-to-day life, there's no point of following Buddhism. Therefore, the Buddha gave us a remedy. But if you have done some unwholesome life so far, there's no point of repenting over them. Why? By repenting over them, you can't make it undone. But there's a way that we can reduce the unwholesome effects of all the unwholesome actions that we have done. What is the way? Buddha says, if you can spread Metta to all the quarters, north, south, west or east, up and down, as you have heard in the Metta Sutta, Uddhang Adhocha Thiriyancha, asambhadang averang asapathang. By spreading the metta, your mind becomes very large, very strong, very vast. Not like now you have that. We all have a very small, very less energetic mind, the normal life. But when you spread loving kindness, your mind becomes very vast, like an ocean. Just imagine there are two grains of salt, same size amount. You put one grain of salt into one glass of water. What would happen to that water in the glass? Water will become salty. You place the same amount of grain of salt, the Ganges, river Ganges. Will all the water in the river turn into salty water? No. Why? The amount of water is very large. The same way, Buddha says, when you develop metta without any obstructions, without any barriers, all quarters of the world, universe, your mind become very huge. So all the small unwholesome that you have done will not persist there, will not remain there. Yam pamana katang kammang natang tatrava tittati, natang tatrava sissati. Yang pamana katang kammang, whatever you have done as a measure will get dissolved. That measureless, boundless metta spread of in that thing mind. What is Vasaka? Let us start this metta. So you have to do it very frequently. Again, if you want to make your mind very vast, then only whatever that you have done would get dissolved and vanished in that huge mind. So I'm going to teach you this way. This is not fabricated by myself, the Buddha's teaching. He says, Uddhang adhocha tiriyancha. Uddhang means upward direction, adho means downward, tiriyancha, in between. Asambhadang, without any barriers. Averang, without hatred. Asapathang, without enmity. I am spreading loving kindness all directions. Will make very simple devotee. Therefore, you remember it very easy, and you can do again and more time, many times. Then your mind becomes cheto vimutta. Cheto vimutta. Mind becomes devoid of unknown. So let us start this way. So this is how we do. First of all, there's no particular posture for metta meditation, but for the convenience, we are doing posture that you are doing at the moment. So any posture, direction, simply put, what we do is this. We think firstly this way. All the world system that we find in upward direction and all the beings lying therein, may all of them be physically healthy, and may all the external disturbances will not reach them, and may all be mentally healthy. And in the same way, we are recalling the downward direction, all the world systems that we find in the downward direction, and all the beings lying therein, may they be physically healthy. May all the external disturbances will dwindle away. May all the mental problems cease to be. And again, we are the direction in between, Kriyancha, horizontal direction. All the world system find there, all the living beings living therein may all be physical illness, may all be free from all the external disturbances, may all be mental ailment. Now, in your posture, current posture, backbone straight, head straight, relax your, don't keep stiff. Now gently close the eyes, fully or half, whatever way you. Now just memorize after my word. Don't just memorize after my. Now I am in Maha, very calm, quiet. Your world system that I upward and all the doors, may all from physical illness, may all the from all external problem, and from the posture that I am downward, whatever find downward, and whoever living find downward, all of from may all of from external disturbance, may all from mental. Now I focus the direction between, that is horizontal. In that direction, I find myself. Now in that horizon, there are measureless all of from all of them, all the extra problem barriers, they all of be free from mental illness. Now again, meditate mind with less words, words upward, all worldly being be free from physical and mental illness. May all from external disturbance. Now towards all the world system, may all be from physical ailment, mental, all now I much more are used for the upward direction. Sabbe sattha bhavan downward. Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhitattha, for the direction in between. Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhitattha, meaning is may all living beings be free from sorrow and pain. Continue this state of mind for another few minutes, silently, calmly, and ardently. Now slowly open your eyes. Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhitatha. May all living beings be free from sorrow and pain. Namo tiloka tilakas. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhanteji, for leading this meditation session. As we are gathering here for this puja, meditation, sila, and dhamma, today I request Sugatananda Bhanteji to give the discourse.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhang dhammang sanghang namassami. Good morning, one and all. And on this Sunday, just like other Sundays, all of you have gathered, and also many upasakas and upasikas joining online. So just now we concluded the Metta meditation on loving kindness. It's also a way of purification of mind. And now it is time to listen to the Dhamma Discourse. So today we will listen to a Dhamma Discourse from Anguttara Nikaya, the book of 9. Anguttara Nikaya is the numerical discourses. So like there will be topics connected with 2 things or 3 things or 4 things, like 10, similarly 7, 8, 9, 10. So this Anguttara Nikaya. Now this discourse is with regard to craving. You all have heard many times about craving, how it is, what it is, and it is also, it forms part of the 4 noble truths, the second noble truth, which is dukkha samudaya arya satcha. That is also, it is, the craving is dukkha, cause of suffering, dukkha samudaya. So here Lord Buddha is saying, I will teach you 9 things rooted in craving. There are these 9 things which the Buddha teaches, rooted in craving. When the craving arises, these things will also arise, these things will also happen. And then he says, what are the 9 things rooted in craving? First, in dependence on craving, there is seeking. Craving, when we crave to get something, like in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, it is mentioned 3 kinds of craving: kamatanha, bhavatanha, and vibhavatanha. Sense desire, and desire to continue, and desire to stop or discontinue something. Now, when there is craving, when you crave for something, then you seek, you wish, may I get this, I should get this, like this. And these 9 things that the Buddha is teaching here are also like they are cause and effect, a series of cause and effect. When there is craving, we seek something, we wish, I want this, I want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. And it will lead to further things. So when there is independence or seeking, there is gain. When you seek something, when you want to get something, automatically you make a plan, do something, work, and then you gain. For example, somebody who wants to be, somebody who has a craving for wealth, they will seek the wealth and then they will gain the wealth. Or anything, any other worldly things that you can think of. Independence on gain, there is judgment. So when you gain something, when you have something, then you start judging yourself, judging other people. For example, if somebody becomes wealthy or famous, then they will think, oh, I am wealthy, the other person is not wealthy. I am famous, the other person is not famous, or other person may be more famous than me, I am less famous than him. So always some kind of comparison, some kind of judgment will come into the picture. And this is connected with also what we call the mana, the I-ness. I am superior, I am inferior, I am equal. This will come. So when you allow the craving to arise, and when you work on craving, when you allow the craving to become strong and strong, then you want something, you get something. When you start getting something, then this mana will become strong, this I-ness will become strong. The judgment will come, I am superior, I am inferior, I am equal, like this. When there is judgment, there is desire and lust. Nandiraga. Pali we call Nandiraga. When you have already making judgment, I am like this, I am like that, I am bigger, I am smaller, I want to be bigger than so and so, I want to be this thing, like that, then automatically more desire will come. Stronger desire will come, and lust to get something, to gain something, to have something, to be something, whatever it is. In dependence on desire and lust, there is attachment. When you have desire and lust for the objects, anything connected with the world, then you will have attachment. You wish to gain something, then you gain it, and you have a lot of desire about it, then you are attached to it. I want, this is mine. In dependence on attachment, there is possessiveness. When you have a lot of attachment, this is mine, only mine. So you are possessive. You want to possess, you want to keep it as it is. You don't want to lose it. In dependence on possessiveness, there is miserliness. Miserliness is also stinginess. So when you are possessive, you want to keep it with you, then you don't want to share. You don't want to share with anyone anything. Then you become miserly or stingy, and this thing. And when there is miserliness, there is safeguarding. Then you make all the things to safeguard. This is mine. Nobody should touch it. Nobody should come near this thing. With safeguarding as the foundation, originate the taking up of rods. And then when you try to safeguard very aggressively, then taking up rods means you start protecting and tend to become violent, tend to pick a fight with people. Fighting, violence, aggression, and taking up of rods and weapons and quarrels and contentions and disputes and accusations of divisive speech and false speech and many other unwholesome things. So when you tend to become violent, then automatically you will take up weapons, quarrel, fight, contention, dispute will arise. One person will accuse another person, divisive speech, they will talk in a way which is creating divisions, fightings amongst people, false speech, they will try to deceive people in various ways, and many other unwholesome things. So all these unwholesome things will follow eventually. These are the 9 things rooted in craving. Now, if you see, what is the first thing? When there is craving, there is seeking, wanting, I want this. When you seek, you get something. So it's like a cycle, slowly developing. When you have something, then you are judgmental. I have this, I want to get this, I am superior, inferior. Then automatically when you think like this, you are very very strong desire to possess, strong desire to have more and more. Desire and lust. When there is desire and lust, there is attachment. Then you will be very attached, and then possessiveness will come. Possessiveness comes, then the miserliness will come. No sharing. Only for me and mine. When there is miserliness, then you try to protect in a very violent way. So you try to safeguard, and then in order to safeguard, you take up fighting, killing, unwholesome speech, unwholesome bodily actions. All these things follow. So this is something that is not just, it's like a series of things happening in our mind. If you see how the Lord Buddha has explained here, it is something that is step by step. If you have this, then you will have this. It will happen. If this is there in your mind, then this will happen. If this is there, then other thing will happen. And all these things starting from where? Craving. So, craving, primary, and ultimately what it leads? It leads to unwholesome, a whole lot of physical unwholesome actions, verbal unwholesome actions, and starting with, of course, mental unwholesome, that is craving. And this is not very complex thing. This thing, you may think, oh, there after this and after this and after this. Look at anybody, look at people, how they live in families. how the people, when people, somebody has a lot of craving for gain or their fame or something, then what they do? They're always busy in this. Gain. From gain comes judgment. People will neglect other family members. People will neglect other friends and relatives. Then judgment, and then when they judge, they have more desire to gain more fame, more wealth. Then they will be very possessive and not possessive. Then they become miserly, and then they try to keep everything to themselves, and then they fight with each other. Mine, mine, mine. And then they indulge in physical or verbal unwholesome actions. So this is something that is a series of things, but then if you look at it rightly, then this is something that happens everywhere because it is happening in the minds of the people. And it is not that these things are happening just one day. I mean, like, it is not like craving comes, instantly all these things will come. Not like that. Slowly, slowly it will come. Craving also, sometimes more, sometimes less. Sometimes it is very strong, sometimes very little. Not always the same. But when you do it again and again and again, then there is tendency. So, and then from all these things, gain, possessiveness, miserliness, judgment, whatever, all these things, fighting, hating, abusing, killing. So this is something that happens over a period of time. Sometimes it may take lifetimes. But then this is how all these unwholesome actions, physically or verbally, they come. So now at the end, Lord Buddha is saying, and like this, many other unwholesome things follow. Verbal unwholesome things, physical unwholesome things, because of this trying to. So for example, when people have some kind of fame or name or power or something or wealth, and then when they think they will lose it, sometimes they lose it or it becomes less. Sometimes people are in a powerful position, and sometimes later on they lose that powerful position. When they think that they will lose, they become very desperate to keep it, or they resort to all kinds of wrong things. Not just in the powerful position, even for example, in the family, there are 4 or 5 people. One person may be elder or superior to the other people comparatively. That person thinks, oh, my authority will go. Then he will also think like this and start behaving in a wrong way with other family members. If there are 4 or 5 friends always living happily with each other, and then one person, maybe the other person's other friends listen to him, that fellow also will think like this. So it is all kinds of worldly relationships, not just with the regard to one type of thing, everywhere. And where it starts with the craving. So when the craving is, we allow the craving to arise, and we allow the craving to become strong and strong, then these things will happen to our minds. Eventually we'll end up fighting with other people, or arguing with other people, or hating other people, or trying to harm other people in whatever ways. So if we have to maintain harmony in our life, then we have to reduce the craving, simple. Because This is the cause of the just now we discussed. This is the cause of disharmony, cause of fighting, cause of abusing, cause of hating, cause of killing, cause of creating suffering for one another. So now that you think, when we say Lord Buddha's teachings can be summarized as Sila, Samadhi and Panya. Sila, Samadhi and Panya. So Sila, so we take the Sila for example, morality. Morality means what? Morality means a life of virtue, life of goodness, life of ethical living. But what it ultimately means? It means not to create create suffering for oneself, not to create suffering for other people. When you say Panatipata Veramani, Panatipata Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhi. Just now you took Panchashila some time back. So when you say the not to kill means when you try to kill or harm, it is suffering for other people. And when you try to do that, you will also create suffering for yourself because you are inflicting suffering on other people. So the Sila, is creating a environment of goodness or harmlessness or loving or friendliness, which is good for me, good for other people. That is the Sila. And similarly, when you Sila, Samadhi, also you are creating a mind. You are developing a right mind. Developing the right mind through your meditation practice, etc. Right mind means what? Right mind means mind which has metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, and chaga, etc. All the good qualities. Wisdom also. When we say wisdom means the ability to see things as they really are. What is impermanent, we take them as impermanent. What is dukkha and unsatisfactoriness, we take them as dukkha. What is non-self, not me, not mine, not no without anyone, owner or anything, we take it as non-self. So all these things is also, if you now connect all this Sila, Samadhi, Panya, now this you connect with this discourse. Now, first thing was what? Sila. Actions that are good for me, actions that are good for other people. Actions that are not harmful for me, actions that are not harmful for other people. Why do people get into harming or causing troubles for other people and then eventually to themselves? Because they are guided by craving. Like last Lord Buddha says, no, possessiveness, and then because of possessiveness they take up weapons and fight, so they get violent. In this Bengaluru city only, not maybe 1 year, 2 years back, I heard a news, one person, and there was one person who parked a car somewhere near Kharpuram area, I don't know exactly, near that area. He wanted somebody parked a car, and then that parking fellow wanted some parking fees or something. He parked for a short time, maybe, I don't know exactly how much time. Came in the news maybe 2 years back, some 20 rupees or something. And then this person probably said, no, I just parked it for a few minutes, I will not pay, I will go now, like this. That parking person got so angry that he hit him, and then the car person died. So if you think this 20 rupees is not big money, no? It's not very big money. Not like 20 crores, 20 lakhs, 20 crores. It's a very small amount. But because somebody, that parking person was so possessive and of that 20 rupees, or so greedy or so much of desire for that 20 rupees that his mind ultimately went towards so much of violence, he ended up killing the other person. Generally, you will think, oh, for 20 rupees, who will kill each other? Eh? But 20 rupees, somebody killed each other in this Bangalore only. It came in the news. So the thing is, now you connect the Sila Samadhi Panya with this thing. Sila, when we don't do harm, if we have to stop harming other people or be good to other people and also be good to ourselves, we have to have some wisdom. Oh, this is bad, this is dangerous, this is harmful for other people, it may be harmful for me also. And if we have to think like this, then automatically whatever craving and all these things are there, we have to control. If our craving is too powerful, like this person, his craving was so overpowering that he killed just for 20 rupees. So he lost the Sila, he broke the Sila and killed. So the Sila is also connected with reduction of craving. Samadhi is also, when you say Samadhi, you mentally, whatever is unwholesome, subtle unwholesome tendencies, we have gross unwholesome tendencies which are connected with, say, gross physical actions or gross mental actions, verbal actions, which we try to reduce by practicing Sila, Panchashila, 8 precepts or more precepts, whatever. But then there are subtle mental tendencies, greed, hatred, ignorance. So when we meditate, then we try to see these things as it arises and we try to reduce them, let them go. Again, connected with reducing the craving. And then at the level of wisdom also, at the level of wisdom, when we see things as they are, anicca as anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence, unsatisfactoriness and non-self, when we see things as it really is, then when you understand the anatta, there is no I, it's just all conditioned phenomena, myself, other people, this, that, everything, then automatically, if there is no I, there is no desire for gaining something for this I. If I want, you say, no, I want it, because I have a sense of I. But if if you say enlightened person, arahants, they will say, I want, because that sense of I is not there anymore. I want this, I want that, nothing. So that sense of I is gone, along with that craving is also gone. Craving is dependent on the sense of I. Without the sense of I, because there is sense of I, because there is avijja, that's why tanha, avijja, tanha, avijja, tanha, avijja, tanha, many times we say like this. So when the avijja is gone, tanha is also, tanha will also disappear. And when the tanha will disappear, craving, the suffering will also disappear. So suffering will disappear. And now what Lord Buddha says in this thing, that this is how people get into suffering. Step by step. Craving to seeking to gain to judgment to desire and lust desire and lust to attachment to possessiveness, then miserliness, and then miserliness to safeguarding to unwholesome actions. Safeguarding not just with regard to material things. Sometimes people want to, I am famous, I should remain famous. I get honor, I should continue to get honor. Like this also. Mentally also it can be, not just necessarily physically. So then it leads to all unwholesome tendencies. So it basically leads to finally suffering. And then so the craving, and then as we just said, so the whole practice is to connect to the destruction of craving. The whole practice of Dhamma is to how to slowly, gradually, step by step, reduce and finally destroy the craving. Now, if you just go backwards, when you don't want to fight with other people, okay, I have this, but I am not so possessive or so this thing that I will try to fight with other people to keep it. If it is there, it is there. If it reduces, no problem. Then you have to reduce the craving to think like this. When you say but before that, you have to reduce that possessiveness. Only mine, nobody else's. And to think, to reduce the possessiveness also, you have to reduce the craving. So this is one series of step-by-step things that are happening in our mind, which Lord Buddha has explained. But then you can also use it as a way of practicing meditation, going backwards. When Lord Buddha says people take up rods and fight and quarrel and kill each other and use wrong speech and wrong bodily actions, then you stop it by reducing the craving. Then before that, when there is safeguarding, too much of I want, this is mine, nobody should touch, that type of thing. Then also you have to. So this is one way of flow of craving, how it works. Rooted in craving, no? At the beginning of the discourse we said rooted in craving. So if you take it backward, then this is also a way of reduction of craving, elimination of craving. So you can use it in this way also. How the mind flows. And if you have to stop this flow, then you have to go backward, step by step. And each step is connected with reduction of craving. And finally, elimination of craving. So this much we offer to you as Dhammadana for today. And then maybe later on you can also read Anguttara Nikaya, Book of 9, 23:3. So may you all remember this and practice and develop more wisdom, and finally develop the Magga and Phala and realize the Nibbana. So
Thank you very much, Bhanteji, for this wonderful Dhamma discourse. What as I told in the beginning, jewel of Dhamma. It is just the truth unfolding. Every word of the Buddha in these suttas are actually, every one of them is meditation. It is a meditation practice, meditation technique. Every one of them. Just with this, as Bhante said, no, if you just go back, you will see the root from where it has generated. This conflicts and all these things we see, no? Just keep on going back. That itself is understanding the law of dependent origination. Very, very fundamental discovery of the Buddha. everything is dependent, originating, dependently originating. So this is amazing sutta. So we will now go to our next program from Chennai. Upasakas have come to release calendar. Sanjay, can you help them? Last time we have released our calendar, and now